these vertical live feeds. Jared recommended that I do this. So we are going, this is going to be weird. So we're going to do, we're going to go out to the studio. I've got lights and everything set up. As a matter of fact, let me go make sure that I'm not wasting. Okay, so I got lights and everything set up. I got some knives set up. We're going to look at some of my new favorite knives. But before that, you guys know me. I got to have my coffee. So, yeah, I know I'm going to give somebody a fucking aneurysm. We're going to go look at not five. We're going to look at a handful of my favorite newer knives. They're not all brand new, and we're going to do an unboxing. So, the whole thing with this is, it is, let's see here. I want to set this up so I can see all the messages. We're going to look at a bunch of knives that I've had that have come in recently that are fairly newer knives. There's a couple of them that are brand new models. And so we're going to look at those. I just got to make my coffee first. So you guys got to just hang out for a second. And I apologize. I wanted the audio. Nathan Thurman's here. I wanted the audio to be better. I have an adapter for my new microphones that allows me to charge, because I'm obviously doing this on a phone. It allows me to charge my device while I am still connecting the audio. So it came damaged and they're replacing it. So I could feasibly use those microphones to do this, but it wouldn't be a very long live feed because it burns through battery really fast, especially if I'm not connected, because I've got it set for the 1080p and stuff like that. So we are going to look at those knives. I do have to tell you, there's going to be an unboxing associated with this as well, because one of the knives I purchased. It came in, it was on loan, it came in, and I purchased it. So while we're getting this set up, we're going to get that coffee made, and I'm going to tell you, we'll do the unboxing right now of something that came, because when I ordered the knife that I'm telling you about that I liked so much, I bought mine. I got a gift. So we're going to see an unboxing of my knife that came, but we're also going to open this up real quick while that coffee heats up. So when I ordered my knife, I'm going to keep it a secret, but I think a lot of you guys are going to know which one it is. When I ordered, hey, Fook Doocy. When I ordered it, the knife that I was told that there was a free gift. So this is the Bestechman Good Boy. This came in as a gift, in addition to the knife that I ordered. And I've been looking at these since I found out I was getting one, and I gotta say, I'm kind of happy that it came, because this is a very nice little knife. It is a button lock. I have not seen these personally, but I've been seeing other videos. This is really a pretty interesting little knife. You can see it's got a unique grind on it there. This thing, my dog's like, but at any rate, when I ordered the knife, can you hear my coffee warming up? When I ordered the knife you're going to see in a little bit, this came as a free gift. So we're going to look at this one too, but this thing is ridiculously sharp. This thing is insane. It's super thin. This was a free gift when I ordered. So if you guys are in a rush, I am getting that ready, but I gotta have coffee. Speaking of dogs, let's see here, we can rotate this. The production assistant is currently holding down the green screen. I literally just finished filming. So you guys know I got the new microphone system. I had to come up with a way to attach this. I didn't want to hang it from this expensive cord. So the new microphone, I glued some Velcro on the back of the receiver and put it here. And if you guys are joining, there's 10 of you here. I would appreciate it if you would drop a like. Chunky, hey bud. He's a good boy. He's a good boy that likes to be out here with me. Now I've earned the thumbs up. So coffee's done. Yeah, I will look at this from the tabletop, because this is brand new. Just came. We're going to go over to the tabletop. My coffee's done, and we will look at that momentarily. So I have a little creamer in this. So There's been a few knives that have come in, and I guarantee we're going to add more to it. This is probably going to be about an hour-long live feed. I still have editing to do. So this is probably going to be about an hour, maybe a little bit longer live feed. So we're already 5 minutes in it, and we haven't really looked at anything. But yeah, I want to look at this Bestechman from above and stuff like that. So we'll look at some of that stuff. Let's go in here, and let's see. Hopefully, Jared said that this allows you to be discovered on the shorts feed when you do your lives like this. So I'm gonna get you guys in here. Hang on a second, let me rotate you around. I'm gonna get you put in here. You get a little bit different view of the workbench than you do in our typical live feeds. Let me get my reading glasses on and get these lights on. Let's turn the lights on. There you go. A little bit better lighting. And I'll get this plugged in so you guys can see here. So I've got some knives. I've got some knives here that are fairly new to, and I'm sorry for the shake, I'm getting it set up. These are fairly new knives, and all of them are new to me. There are two knives here that are pretty much new that I am really happy with. So do you have a Kershaw live wire? No, you know what? I'm not a big fan of the Kershaw knives. I never have been. I don't think I ever will be. Kershaw kind of lost me back in the day with a lot of, there was stuff that was going on. So I got these knives out here. The new sticker. I got to figure out where this is going to go. So these are all newer knives. They're either new releases or newer knives or things that I've just recently gotten. And I have to tell you, we're going to start with this one. And this is the Ramlock Amphibian by Microtech. And I had to tell you, this thing's incredible. Let me move these out of the way. I actually have a video that's coming out probably next week. I took this apart and explained how this works internally. And I do have to tell you, it's probably going to be, you can see my hand shaking right there now. It's going to be one of the last videos where I disassemble a knife. I've got so much nerve damage now from a neck injury years ago that's just causing problems. But at any rate, this knife impressed me so much that I bought one. I bought my own version of this knife. So this came from Will B, one of my paying members. Really, really happy that he sent it in for review. And I absolutely picked one up. And if you guys are here, 12 people here and only 2 likes, please drop a like. This thing absolutely impressed me so much that I bought one. So there's currently 2 of them here. You can see Will's has had a lot of pocket polish. This brand new showed up this morning. Like, it literally just arrived. I had to have one. I couldn't not have one. There's skiff bearings in this one. And we're gonna, this is gonna go in my pocket and this is gonna go back in my bin, but this one has been sharpened and that one needs to be cleaned up. So this is absolutely an incredible knife. The Ramlock is something that has impressed me so far. This is a really nicely done recurve. It's done in their proprietary steel. Now, I don't know how I feel about the steel, and I don't know what the Rockwell and things are. I haven't looked up everything on this knife because for the full review, that's usually where I do that. If you guys know how the channel works, I try to do blind reviews. I typically don't know what the price is on these unless I bought one, which I did. So I really like this knife a lot. It's one of the, it's USA made. For companies that are out there that, you know, there's a lot of USA made companies, but people are like, oh, well, you just can't get a decent knife at a decent price unless you're paying like $600 for an American made knife. And it's absolutely untrue. These are right at $300. And I'll talk about that Fook Doocy in just a minute, but these are coming in at about $300. And they are American made. They are being done incredibly well. This is better than a lot of the other USA made knives that I'm seeing. It really is. Microtech always has been. I may be a little biased because I do like Tony a lot. Tony is a really good guy. I've talked to him a bunch of times at shows. I do get to interact with him. I wouldn't say we're friends, but I definitely like him. So I might be a little biased, but this is great. So this is a version of the crossbar lock, but it's done a lot differently. One of the cool things about it, and guys, there's 13 of you here, only 3 likes. Likes push us up the algorithm. Instead of having a spring on either side, this has a plunger spring right down the middle. And so what that does is you don't have to worry. Let me see, do I have, yeah, okay, so I do. So see how on this one, if I push on this, you can see there's a flex, how it goes this way or this way, and it will put pressure on one spring more than the other. You don't have that in this. It's one spring and it's in the center. So if you want to use just your left hand to release that lock, or your index finger, or however you want to do it, it does not cause any issue with springs. And it also is, instead of a rounded bar, a round bar like you see on this, it's just a round. And I'm not gonna lie, crossbar locks, axis style locks, very, very reliable, very strong. But you see how that's off? See? You don't have that with this, and you've got a nice flat marriage point on this. See that area there? That drops all the way in like that. So very good version of it. There are some other versions. I think Cold Steel has a version of this. It's not like that. I'm going to talk about skiff bearings eventually. It's going to be something that we do talk about. Skiff bearings, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison of my knife in this box with this knife, skiff bearings, in a video, just because I really don't think there's that much of a difference. I haven't seen that much of a difference. I know they're not that expensive, but no, you can't. Fukdusi, you can't access that from here. There is a little bit of ridging there, but that's more just a tactile thing. You can't, like, you don't have enough finger strength. And that's why it's really similar to the, what did they call it? It's not, it's the axe. I can't remember it. Cold Steel made one that was really similar. And if you guys are just joining, please drop a like. But really, really good take on that. Fluted aluminum on this, just done beautifully. Just the overall look of this knife, really, really cool. I have noticed something I'm gonna mention in my full review of the knife. A lot of times you want to put a drop of lube on on a regular, we're going to talk about this knife a little bit further coming up. So you see how that's out of the way. And so if you put a drop of lubricant right there, it kind of allows that crossbar to move a little bit more freely. Well, the problem is on this one, you're going to just wipe all that grease off. The nice thing is it's fairly polished and it's really, really smooth. Especially after I took this knife apart and cleaned it up. So it's not perfect, but by any long stretch, but it definitely is really a very good knife. And like I said, enough that I bought one. Let's go ahead, we'll do that. You know what we'll do? We'll pull this out, and I wanna look at just a blind kind of first impression. Mine without skiff bearings, Will's with skiff bearings, and we'll see how that feels. So this one versus guys, now I just took this apart yesterday and cleaned it. I think this one's smoother. I think that the standard bearings in this one are smoother. I need to wipe that off now that I've got it out. Beautiful, beautiful knife. Microtech always does such a great job. Always does such a great job on their knives. So we'll go ahead and get this one out. I need to get this one set back aside and back to Will. This needs to go in my pocket because this one's mine. That way I don't feel guilty about that. Is super smooth. And like I said, I just took that other one apart and cleaned it. So yeah, ordered your first Lightning OTF. Should be here within the next week. Super excited. Oh, good for you. I mean, having an OTF is fun. Let's look at what came with this. Now, you know what? I'm not even going to open all that up. We're just going to put that away because I do want to show you guys this. Now, this came, if you guys use my Blade HQ link to buy stuff, they've got a special going on that if you buy a certain amount, this knife comes free. I have got, sorry about any background noise. It's just me putting this box away. I have got affiliate links so you can look. Man, I wish I could be using this. The audio would be so much better for you guys. Please drop a like, guys, if you haven't, if you're here. This is the Bestechman Good Boy. I really like the look of this so far. This is going to get a full review. What's that say there? Keanu? I don't know anything about this. This was a free gift when I purchased that Microtech. It is a button lock. It is thumb stud only. Action on it's really good. Bestech does really good knives. And the grind on this is going to be something that is going to appeal to me. Let's see here. Is there any... Can't really tell behind the camera. But I got to tell you, really, really sharp. Really, really sharp. So, yeah, this was a free gift. This needs wiped down. Really, really kind of oily. Now, I'm going to show you a knife that is a brand new knife. This is a brand new release. This is the Corgi Pup by Vosteed. They sent this to me, and I didn't think, this is one of those knives that was kind of outside of my wheelhouse. This was not something I thought I was going to like. I thought that based on blade to handle ratio and the orange color, that this was going to be a no for me. But I have got to tell you, fallen in love with this knife. Super, super rounded edges, not at all a hot spot, fits in your watch pocket brilliantly. And this lock, they call it the track lock, which is just basically a centralized button lock. It's really good. It's got a really nice free action. It's in a position where you want it. It's got a back flipper and a front flipper, and it's got a very unique overall look. In hand, this thing is just great. You have a little bit shorter blade, but a full-size handle, which is basically, I mean, I can get a full 4-finger grip on this, and you got a little bit smaller blade, so you're getting a lot of really good control with this knife when you're cutting. Typically, I'm not a fan of a blade to handle ratio like this. I'm a big fan of a more 1-to-1. But this, for this little mini knife, this thing is great. Vosteed has 2 of the mini knives that are great. I have the mini Nightshade, which I think is the best mini version of any knife out there. And then this one, I haven't actually seen the Corgi, so I don't know, since this is the smaller version, I don't know if that would be more appealing to me. But this does come in a lot of different colors. And ambidextrous, because it is a button lock. So it is ambidextrous. You got ambidextrous pocket clip with a placeholder. Absolutely love this lanyard post. I didn't think I was going to like the orange, but I've fallen in love with it. And the cool thing about it is, to be honest and tell you, it doesn't look like a knife. And if you're in an area where it might be something that you want to, you know, have your EDC be a little bit more nondescript, I actually pulled this out of my pocket, and a guy asked me, he's like, is there a pocket clip on your vape? He thought it was a vape pen. And I was like, no, it's a knife. I needed to cut something with it. It's just super, super smooth action. Vosteed really is nailing it when it comes to clean, smooth action and good, clean lines on a knife. Sorry, I think I'm trying to make sure. I think there's some haze or something going on. It could just be where I'm at and I'm standing. But yeah, Vosteed has really started nailing it with their knives. And not really started. I mean, they have been. Like I said, I have the mini Nightshade, which is a version of a knife I really, really like. I have the full-sized version right here. This is the Vosteed Nightshade. And this is a really good knife. I just like the smaller version of it a little bit better. Vosteed's really been doing some good knives. If you're looking for a smaller knife, this would be one you'd want to look up. I do have a video that's already up about this if you want to see it, where I talk about some of the things more in depth. But really good steel on this too. You're looking at 14C28N, which is a Sandvik steel, one of my favorite steels. It seems to hold, I don't know what it is about 14C, but when you have a satin on a 14C28N blade, it does not seem to scratch and wear as badly as some of the other steels. It seems to hold its edge. And then if you've got it in a tumble, even better. It's just a way better. It's a way better steel in most applications, in my opinion. I love it. And like I said, guys, drop a like, please. We're trying to get more people in on this live feed. The more likes, the more recommendations YouTube does. Hopefully doing this vertically gets it on the shorts feed so more people will see it. I'm going to show you. Oh, Dave, look what showed up. So this is mine. And I don't think the skiffs help, to tell you the truth. This one is smoother than Will's. So Dave knows that I ordered this. We were talking about it. So yeah, Vosteed really has been doing a great job with a lot of their knives. And this is one that I cannot recommend highly enough. This is one. Now, I mean, did they send this knife to me? Yeah. But if you guys have followed the channel for any period of time, you know that the fact is I absolutely, regardless of who sends me a knife, it doesn't matter. If it's not up to par, it gets shat upon. And I'm pretty impressed with this. So there's a couple, I have a bunch of other knives here too that have showed up. And this is not a new knife. So we're gonna move on to this one. This is not a new knife, but it is new to me. I just got it here in the fall when I went to the knife show. This was given to me by Yan Knives for review. And it was one of those ones they were like, I was at the Riat table and they're like, oh, we'll send this one with you. And I was like, I really was hoping to not get this one. I like when you get knives from companies, you can't complain. Like if they're giving you something for review and they want you to review it, that's really cool. And I told him, I was like, we'll see how I feel about it. But this is the EMW, East Meets West. And it's a knife that I'd seen and I thought it was just kind of novelty. But after I got it, I really, as a matter of fact, it's been in my pocket today. This is the slip for it. So it doesn't have a pocket clip, but it comes with a slip. And I'm just so surprised at how much time this spends in my pocket and how good this knife is. So Riat did these. And like I said, I liked the knife, but I just didn't think it was going to be something that would review well. And I warned him. I was like, that's great. You can give me that knife if you want. And, you know, I wasn't, when I say, I was hoping it would give me something else. It's just because this was not what was appealing to me at the time. And then I got it home and I realized how good this is. Top flipper, two different shape blades, two different style blades. It does not have a pocket clip, so it's superbly comfortable. With the pocket slip that comes with it, it's great. And I absolutely love the sweep of this from heel to tip. And you've got two separate blades. So with these two separate blades, they are definitely unique. But then you get this crazy over-the-top batarang feel that you get. I did a pocket drop this morning. I'm sorry, an EDC pocket drop short this morning. And this was in my pocket. This one is done in micarta. Now they were like, oh, we got the carbon fiber and we've got this one. And this was at the table at the knife show. And I was like, no, I like micarta. And Riat does a really good job with the micarta. So this is a frame lock with micarta scales over the frames. It is two separate frame locks. They're nested in there beautifully well. The action on this is just insane. I'm typically not a fan of front flippers. I'm not, but I have really started to enjoy the ones that are very good. So this one is one of the few front flippers that with my limited manual dexterity, I can still do. And I'm going to do a video about that. There's a reason why you're not seeing sharpening videos and stuff. This I can do ambidextrously. I can front flip with my index finger on this. It's kind of similar to a knife that my dad had, which was it was called a muskrat, and it had two identical blades, one on one end and one at the other, and it was like a muskrat trapper. But this one is kind of similar. These are very similar blades. One's just done as a Tonto, and one is done as a Bushido or trailing point. And this knife is super, super smooth, to the point that sometimes I'm like, oh, that's super smooth. I should check the pivot. And the pivot is not at all loose. And you're like, wow, that is really, really good. That is really good. The micarta on it's done beautifully. And then the titanium is just, it's finished really well. And the fact it doesn't have a pocket clip and it sits inside this leather slip, when you get it in this leather slip, and Gerber knives in general, well, now they're horrible. They're Landinus Rex 07, as asking how do I feel about Gerber knives in general. Gerber knives in general these days are not very good. Their multi-tools are actually pretty good. But this sits all the way down in the slip, so you don't really scratch anything up. And the pocket slip on it is really comfortable. It looks like it would be a bulky package, but this sits all the way down in your pocket. And then there's just like barely anything sticking up, and it's easy to get it out of that pocket slip. So not a knife I expected to like as much as I do. And guys, 16 of you here, only 10 likes. Please drop a like. Even if you're only stopping by, it helps the channel. So yeah, that one was one I never expected to enjoy and like as much as I do. And then the added bonus is the my gravity knife, my EXO gravity knife fits in this as well. And I have a slip for my EXO gravity knife, but it doesn't have a pocket clip. So now I have this that I can put both in. And if I'm not carrying this, this can sit on the shelf. And then I can drop my EXO gravity knife in here and have it not move around in my pocket like it does when it's in the pocket slip. So another great knife. One of the ones that has surprised me, and it's not that I'm surprised by it, because it's a company I knew I was going to love. It surprised me how much I actually enjoy carrying it. By the way, what are you guys carrying? What's in y'all's pockets today? This is in mine. This and the Microtech Amphibian. This is my today carry. So what's in you guys' pockets? So this one is one I kind of thought it would be one that I wasn't sure about, because it's kind of a departure from what Finch Knives was doing. And then I got it and I was like, no, I really like this. So this is their Runtly XL, and this one's in micarta titanium M390. And what I really have found is the weight distribution and everything on this is what I want in a knife. I love the weight distribution on this. The action is brilliant. It is so, so good. Guys, I see that there's a lot of the paying members in here. You guys are not utilizing the members Discord. So make sure you check into that. I'll make sure I put up a post about it again today, because I'm going to wind up shutting it down if no one's going to use it. At any rate, you've got this kind of Sweeney Todd style blade on this that is really, really good. This is a very good flipper tab. And one of the things, I just filmed a video about Finch knives in general. One of the things that I love about Finch knives is that when you get up on that, it's like having a finger choil without having a finger choil. A lot of people don't like full finger choils. It's not Discord. It's actually, it's separate from Discord. It's done on a gilded server. So there's no censorship. You don't have to worry about what you say. I don't censor anything on there. I do on the channel, but I don't. So you can get way up on this. So Fook Ducey was talking about Discord. Discord does I do, Landonus Rex. It says join the community in the description of all my videos. So one of the other things that Finch does really well is their materials. This micarta is done brilliantly. So you can see it's still slightly fuzzy. It hasn't been polished down. You've got some really good traction on that. This is super, super good. Action on it is insane, but then you've got this M390 blade that just cuts really well. Good jimping on the spine. Feel in hand is really good. It's a nice beefy knife. It's not heavy, but it doesn't feel, sometimes when you get a knife, it kind of feels cheap. Isn't that right, Broccoli Skull? It just kind of feels cheap when you get a knife. And sometimes they're too light. This is not that at all. It's just about the perfect weight. And you can see right there, the balance is right there. If anything, it's a little bit tip heavy. Absolutely love that in a knife. Another cool thing, they do a lot of their knives based on slip joint patterns. And so when you get that slip joint pattern, you can get your finger up in here. I'm sorry, I was missing it. You can get up in that nail nick and use that to reverse flick off of. So really cool knife. 2A Dave got the Ferrum Forge Allurist and the Mini Praxis. 2A Dave, if you'd like to drop a link to the public Discord, that would be cool if Landonus Rex wants to join it, or if any of you guys want to join it. Where is everyone going? I have more knives to show. There's only 7 people here. So another really cool new knife. Dave, I don't know if you saw it. I kind of dig this. This is that freebie that came. It's got a unique grind on it. I'm digging it. This is pretty cool. I like the Bestech stuff. I really do. I like a lot of the Bestech knives. This is their Bestechman line. So here's another knife that came in. There you go. Are you sure that's the right one, Dave? Is that the correct one? That's not the private Discord? I just don't want the private Discord getting dumped out there. So this is the Crossbar Myoral. So this is a new version of the Migon Knives Myoral, and I like it a lot. It's done in 14C28N, micarta scales. It is a crossbar lock, axis style lock. It is really good, and yet another company that is doing a crossbar lock that is nice. Okay, cool. Thanks, Dave. It is another one of these really well done crossbar axis style locks from a company that's doing it way cheaper than Benchmade, but doing it better. Benchmade's, when you get free action on an axis lock, you've got blade play. There's just no way around it. Benchmade's, I'm going to do a video about companies I'm never going to review again. Benchmade's probably going to be one of them. They're just like $700 for some of their knives, just ridiculous when there's companies that do their lock systems better. But so this one also is in a frame lock, a liner lock, titanium version, or I'm sorry, a titanium frame lock version. This is the micarta and 14C28N crossbar lock version. And this is a really good knife. Great lines on this. Good feel in hand. Nice blade profile on this. It is 14C28N, so you know it takes a ridiculous edge. I've actually used it enough that I had to resharpen it. And the finish is holding up surprisingly well for a knife that I've cut as much cardboard as I have with. And if you guys have not dropped a like yet, please do so. I know we're at 10 and 10, but there's definitely some of you guys that have just dropped in. This thing is really a great knife overall and a comfortable cutter. When you look at that blade, you've got just about the right amount of blade radius and flat. It's not super radiused. It's got a really nice blade shape, great behind the edge thickness. You kind of see that finish is starting to wear. But where it really shines is it has a finger choil, but it's not like a lot of other choils. So you just basically come up on the blade here. There's no jimping. It's just nice and smooth, nice and softened, but it doesn't feel slick. And like I said, axis on it. So it is fully ambidextrous. Unfortunately, they didn't give you an ambidextrous pocket clip, and I don't understand that. Kathleen Smith, hello to you too. I don't understand why you would use a lock system that's ambidextrous, but not put an ambidextrous pocket clip on it. It's just one of those things. Like, even, I gotta say, this is my Amphibian out of character for Microtech. Microtech's not big on doing things for the masses. They put an ambidextrous pocket clip on their knife, and it's really a good pocket clip. I'm wearing pants that are just trying to fall apart. But yeah, this Myoral, I hadn't ever gotten to see one before. I didn't see the liner lock version. I see there's some frame lock versions out there. And I think this would be the one I would want, nice and light, because on top of the fact that it's micarta, look at how much weight reduction they did inside those scales. The liners, I mean. It's really light. I was surprised at how light it is. I'm doing a full review of this knife, so I'll get those specs in that video. I was pleasantly pleased at how light this was and how attractive it is. Now, I will say, and I don't know, I told Dave, 2A Dave was down this weekend. We talked about this knife. I'm gonna wind up refinishing this blade, I believe. What I think is gonna happen is I'm gonna take this blade out. I'm gonna tumble this to remove this finish, because it's almost, the finish is almost too thick. It's almost too thick, and it has extra friction when you're cutting. It still cuts well. It does not cut as well as I would expect it to, and I'm gonna refinish this blade and just take this finish off. I'm just gonna put it in, and I'm gonna tumble it and then resharpen it and stuff like that. What is this? Anything that won't get me accosted by police in upstate New York. I don't have anything here, but your best bet is just like a traditional slip joint. Skibbly. I don't have anything here. As absolutely not this one, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But as long as you're not, like, I really don't know how I don't know how it is in New York. Like, I hear stories about New York, but I really don't know how it is. So for me to give you anything, for me to give you any advice, just not going to be a good idea. Something that's not like over the top and going to be in your face. Don't carry the pocket clip out. Put it in your backpack, or just slide it take the pocket clip all the way off and just slide it down in your pocket. I do have a knife that may be something that would be a little bit less intrusive, and I'll get that when we get further along in this. I'll show it to you. Just stick around for that. And if you're one of the 20 people that are here and you haven't dropped a like, I would appreciate it. So we've went through a lot of these that are new, and there is one that showed up. This is, oh, that's why, Skibbly, that's why you got to have somebody out of state that you can send the knife to, and then they send it to you. There's people that do that for stuff, but this knife came in, and if you're looking for a self-defense knife, I've been absolutely impressed with this. Absolutely impressed with this. This is the Inversion by Dirk Pinkerton. Now, this is what's called a folding picot, and so it's going to go in your pocket this way. When you pull it out, it catches, it waves off the pocket, and it drops into this grip, and that's how you're going to use it. This is not your everyday carry that this isn't something you're going to carry for work and open boxes. This is the shitty neighborhood knife. This is a self-defense tool, plain and simple. Now, there are a bunch of options. Dirk sent this to me directly. You can get these on Dirk Pinkerton's website. He only made 200 of them. This one is number 75, I believe. Serial number is 75. But what it does come with, and let me show you. Let me dig it out. I have the package. I have the box it came with. Inside the box that it comes with are some additional things. So like there's a couple extra things. So if you don't want the wave feature that's on it, if you don't want this, which is a very good wave feature. If you want a knife that's going to wave off your pocket effortlessly, you don't even have to think about it. This is the one with that wave feature. But it also comes with a different pocket clip and a thumb plate. So this is a thumb plate style, thumb disc style, which is, you know, very Bob Trusola fashion-esque, and a different pocket clip. Different pocket clip that you can put on. And the other thing is the ring is removable. You can take this ring all the way off, the finger ring, because there's backspacers, there's not backspacers, but standoffs in there, inside those tubes. And if you don't like the position of the pocket clip, like if you want the pocket clip lower so more of it stands up, you can move it down one set. So you've got a little bit of change and functionality in that. I prefer this knife set up just like this. For me, for carrying for self-defense in my pocket, because you can also use it as an impact tool and things like that. If you don't have that ring on it, it kind of just takes away the comfort and feel of how it is when it's open in hand. So I can get up on that, and I've got that ring for stability. It's not going to come out of my hand, and I can definitely use this as a self-defense tool, that's 100% what it was for. So, but the fact that he gave you those options is great. Like I said, they're available on only on Dirk's website. Really big shout out to Dirk Pinkerton for sending it along. I love this knife, and I want, oh look, even the serial numbers on the box itself. Dirk's a great dude. He's sending me another one of his knives for review. One that he knows that I said I don't think I'm going to be a big fan of. So he knows it may get a negative review. He's still willing to send it. But this thing has got a really piercing modified Warrenclyffe with a slight recurve to it. So not as daunting for others to sharpen if you're not as heavy into sharpening as some people. It's not going to be that hard to sharpen, and it's not such a heavy recurve that you would need anything more than like a 1-inch wide stone. You may knock the corners off your stone a little bit, but 1/2 inch works really well on this. But it's not as heavily recurved as a lot of other knives that are similarly styled. So it'd be something that you could easily do on your own. And plus, this is not a knife I'm going to be using a lot. So I did sharpen it once. I did a lot of testing with it, see how it would cut cardboard and stuff like that. I did a lot of testing with it, and I did resharpen it and put my edge on it. But I don't think this will ever really need to get resharpened because it's not a knife I'm going to use. It's a self-defense tool. And when I'm going anywhere, and if there's any question of the kind of neighborhood I'm going to, this goes in my pocket. So I think these were $250, $230, $250, something like that. But you got to remember, they're on Dirk's website, and he did it as an OEM. So really, really good knife here. Now, I said, Skibbly, I said I had a knife that might be something. I'm going to take you out here. We're going to go over here. Is it over here? It's either here. No. Oh, new knife case. I don't usually like sharpening recurves either. I cut myself a lot with them. Oh, here it is. It's right here. And then this one. I have two. Now, the second one I'm going to show you is a little harder to find. It definitely is. But this is the Max Ace Meerkat, and it's a knife that will fit in your watch pocket really easily. You're not giving up much. It's a smaller knife, but you're not giving up much. And guys, I know people get upset when I mention it. If you guys want to support channels, you can drop super chats on channels you like. People do it on Jared's. I haven't had one on my channel in a long time. That's why I stopped doing live feeds. But if you want to drop a super chat, absolutely would appreciate it. But this is a great knife for everyday carry. This is a great small little knife, really comfortable. And like I said, with it, even though it's a smaller knife, you're not giving up a lot in the, in the cutting ability. M390 blade on this one. There's a couple different steels. This one is not reversible pocket clip on this one, unfortunately, because it's got a unique lock style where the lock is almost like a subframe lock. You remember subframe locks that were coming out? This is like a subliner So it's not a full liner, and your pocket clip is one of the screws that holds that lock in. So that's one that is not ambi. But this one, if you can find this one, this is a great little knife. This doesn't even have a lock, and it's a really nice light duty everyday carry. This is the EWC by Monterey Bay Knives. It's a Ray Laconico design. And Ray is a really good friend of mine. I tell him, I was like, Ray, your knives always just hit. And he's like, well, it's just because people say that I only make one knife. I just do different versions of the same knife. And I don't think it's true. This is a great knife. You can see this has gotten enough carry that I have polished the micarta on this. And so this is an M390 blade, but it's a double detent. It does not have a lock. There is no lock on that. You can simply do that. But the thing is, if you're using this knife properly for light duty tasks, this is not a heavy duty use knife. This is a great knife. And since it doesn't have a lock, it doesn't fall into a lot of the categories that other knives do. And I know you said something about a gravity knife. Yes, that was a gravity knife. I'll go get it. This is that gravity knife that I said will fit in the pocket slip for this, so you can basically put this in your pocket. There's a locking version of this knife now. I don't like it as much as I like this. I think that this one just is a little freer, a little smoother. But yeah, this is the Riat the Riat EXO. So Exoskeleton Designs by Riat Knives. This thing is great. It's the last knife I purchased before I purchased this. So, Skibbly, join my public Discord and I can send you a link if you hit me up. If you guys join the public Discord, Dave, if Dave could put that link back up again, that'd be great. I have a public Discord that you guys can join. You can DM me. And if you're looking for a knife, I have a ton of affiliates and I can look stuff up and try and help you find things that might be harder to find. And I know guys that are selling knives. Dave is selling some knives and stuff as well. But yeah, this is a great knife. And people are like, oh, could you really carry that? They're like, oh, that's dangerous. This is a really safe knife. And I absolutely prefer this to an actual OTF switchblade. I prefer it to an OTF switchblade. And I say, Skibbly, I say that because if you join the public Discord, I have a friend that's selling one of these. And it is a really crazy looking pattern. He got it anodized. It was professionally anodized by someone else. So yeah, this is awesome. So this is great. This is great. And it's really comfortable in hand. If these are legal where you're at, this is not like, this is a tactical knife. This is actually a military style knife. Winston Cobretti. I don't have the new job yet. It's starting soon. And no, I won't get Saturdays off for quite a while. I'm starting a new job where I work graveyards. And I'm going to be... Big shout out to Winston Cobretti with that $20 super chat. I'm going to be working graveyards and I'm off Mondays, Tuesdays. But so this is a military knife. These were designed for the military. They were designed for paratroopers for easy one-hand opening and closing. There's no mechanism in here. No mechanism in here that's going to get gummed up. But the fact is, it's still a really good knife. Like if you have to have something where you've got to be able to open your knife, close your knife with gloves, and not have to worry about a lock, and you can get a good solid carry option like a slip like this, which a pocket slip is a great thing. I wish more companies would do knives without pocket clips to give you the more comfort. Let me give you a case in point here. I've got one. This is a knife done by KATSU Knives, and it doesn't have a pocket clip. But the fact is, it's one of the most comfortable knives I have because it doesn't have a pocket clip. It's absolutely gorgeous. Nothing's breaking up those lines. It's comfortable because everything's contoured, and you don't have a pocket clip. Now, they are sending me the ZDP 189 fat carbon fiber version of this knife for the channel soon, so we'll get to see that. The ones that do have pocket clips, the ones of these that do have pocket clips are really good. The pocket clips on them are good. But the fact is, this is great. Well, if you've got something like this and you've got a pocket slip, you got the best of both worlds. I can still carry it just like it's got a pocket clip, but I don't give up anything on comfort. See what I'm saying? I use this pocket slip for a lot of stuff. The fact is, this knife, now we got a bunch of knives out. This knife, this always happens with live feeds. This knife came with a really good sheath. This one, if you use my coupon code, crazysharp, all one word, all lowercase, you save 10%. So I think they're $89. I think these are $89, and it's a full convex, just like you would see on a. Now I did put a sharpening bevel on this because I'm not going to sharpen the whole thing yet. But it, you know, these are $89. You got a full convex like you would see on like a Rockstead. Slices really, really well. Beautiful carbon fiber. These are $89, but I have a coupon code that'll save you 10% over at KATSU Knives. So it's KATSU, K-A, is it on the, where's it at? It says right there. So it's KATSU Knives. So if you go to their website and then use my coupon code crazysharp at checkout, it's all one word, all lowercase, it'll save you, I want to say 10%. Beyond EDC Knives, it's 40. KATSU's 10. Farrenfor's Knife Works is 10. And so is Rosecraft Blades. And that's just a discount that I was able to get for you guys. But what I was saying is, this comes with a really good sheath. And the nice thing about the sheath is it's a 2-position. You can carry this scout carry on your waist. It's tight. I don't carry it very often. I usually just put it in my watch pocket. So you can carry this horizontal, small your back, left-hand side, things like that. You can carry this, and it's just a great, great knife overall. Now they have ZDP 189. This is in 154 CM. This is the budget version of this. There's also a G10 version. So if you go to their website, you can use my coupon code on anything there. This one's in 154 CM, but they're 154 CM. I think they have the best heat treat on 154 CM that I've gotten. This has held up so well, and it takes a different kind of edge. It's really hard. They're doing ZDP 189 at like 67 Rockwell. But yeah, KATSU Knives. And then, like I said, you're not going to go wrong with this. And like I said, especially having a sheath. But if you can get a pocket slip, like one like this, perfect. I love the fact that this knife came with this pocket slip. I like the pocket slip as much as I like this knife because it's allowed me to carry things that I typically would carry differently. Like this would typically go in my watch pocket or in this sheath. This also allows me to carry, like I said, my EXO gravity knife. It allows me to carry it and not have it move around in my pocket like it does in, I have a dedicated slip for that knife. It's right here. So I have a slip. I love pocket slips. Pocket slips are great. I have a pocket slip for the EXO gravity knife. But as you can see, this one doesn't have a clip. So when it goes in my pocket, then it moves around. It's still, I can still get to it. But recommendation with prices for top suggestions for knives used for camping, splitting firewood. That's not, I mean, that would be something. So Xana Marie, if you follow the channel and go like actually look up my actual videos, usually I do full reviews, things like that. I don't do as much as of the camping stuff. I do have some stuff coming in that has come in, and that's where we're gonna go for. So for the last couple knives, I got to clear all this out of the way. So give me a second. But I'm working on some of the camping stuff. I have a knife here. I have an item here called the Nebulax. That I did a video on, and you can use my affiliate links down below if you want to check one out. Probably one of the best purpose-built camping hatchets. I'll show that to you in a second. But I'm working on videos for some of these other knives that are up the direction of what you're talking about. And let me grab those real quick. So this one is the, and I don't want to put it down because I just waxed the blade. This is the Carnivora Knives Mako. And this is the second version of this knife I had. I had a really bad version. They hired a new production manager, new guys making these for them. Let me actually just wipe this down so I can get it. Hang on a second. Let me grab a rag. This is a very aggressive looking knife. This is more of a chopping, well, you're splitting wood, carving, cutting food. A Mora is going to be great. A Mora Companion is probably one of the best knives. I call it the GOAT. But this is one that I would recommend if you want to check it out. This thing's great. It's an 80 CRV2 steel, got a nice recurve. It has held up to a ton of abuse really well. Multiple handholds where you can chop and things like that. But another one that is just amazing, and I'm trying to find it. I just had it out. Give me a second. I just had it out, and I was messing around with it, and I have managed to, it's huge. I don't know how I misplaced it. But it is the Work Tough Gear Grizzly, and it couldn't, oh, there it is. It was underneath the lip of something else. This is the Work Tough Knives Grizzly, which will fill the tasks. Let me get this out of the way. There's another video coming out about this because I have the original prototype. It was so horrible, and I wanted to do a side-by-side comparison to show how good this one is. But this is that Work Tough Knives Grizzly. This is that Work Tough Knives Grizzly that I did a video about here not too long ago. And this is one of those knives that will, just like that last one, will, this knife will, it's going to fill mostly, I can't even get it in the screen on this. It's going to fill a lot of those tasks that you were talking about. So it's going to take up the tasks that you do with a camp axe. It's going to be, you're going to be able to do a lot of the knife stuff. You can do some planing. You can get a hold of this and you can do some draw cutting and planing if you're trying to like build a shelter, because you've got a big blade here and the big handle. And so you can do some planing with this, like a draw knife, to flatten, flatten notches and things like that. You can do a lot of the chopping. It's surprisingly easy to wield, and just coming up on that gives you a completely, so just that difference in position gives you a completely different feel on this knife, because of the way it sits. It comes with a really nice sheath. Now, unfortunately, these are current Work Tough gear is hard to come by, because they do short burst runs. So this is one that, this is one that might be hard to find. I think these were $300 for this, if I remember right. These were like $3 something. They're not crazy expensive. Like, Work Tough gear is an affordable option. Why is the cost, or what is the cost? A good knife for whittling, I would say, like I was saying, this one, you've got basically a full 4-finger handle, and I've got big hands, guys. I'm 6'3", 230 pounds, and I wear triple XL gloves. So this is not a big knife. And this is coming in about $50, and it's a nice blade shape. I said this to 2A Dave when he was down. This is about $50, and it's got a nice sized blade for some of those small tasks. But if you want like something specifically for whittling, you're going to want a woodworking set of knives. Now, there is, these are like between $300 and $350-ish for the Work Tough gear. Come with great sheaths. I taped this because when I was filming, it was rattling. So it comes with these D-ring things. So this is a really good knife. Now, there is a couple things that are, and I'm going to show you right now. One of them is way better than the other. So this is if you just need something to throw in your pack where you want something that's not going to take up space, because this definitely does not take up as much space, but it doesn't save you on weight. This is a folding hatchet, folding tomahawk done by KATSU. This is great, and I've beat the crap out of this thing. Who's leaving? Hey, Fook Doocy, I will see you later. I've beat on this a good bit. This is a thing that you could throw in your pack if you wanted, and it's got an at crossbar style axis lock on this, and then this pin unscrews and goes in this hole when it's open to prevent it from, like, prevent lock failure. So you've got an extra added thing. So these are great. They come with a carrying pouch and things like that. Comes with a sheath. KATSU Knives has these. This isn't as good as what I was going to show you, but like it's definitely smaller, but it's heavier than this, which is one that I have given the business. And if you guys are here and you haven't dropped a like, I'd really appreciate it. We're not going to be doing this for too much longer. This is the Nebulax from Artisan Cutlery. And I have an affiliate link with Artisan down below in the description of all of my videos. So this comes with its own sheath. You can attach this to your belt. But this is a very purpose-built camp tool. And Xana Marie, I would tell you, this is probably the best light duty camp tool that I've had. You've got a lot of things that you can do anything with this that you would do with like a typical camp hatchet, but there's a lot of things that you can do with this that you can't with the others. It's nice and thin, so it's not as unwieldy. It's not as weight forward. It's got a nice, I was breaking bricks and rocks with this. It's got a nice hammer area for driving, what do you want to call it? Tent stakes and things like that. But then it's got some options. What's the price? I can't remember the actual price on this one. But like I said, if you use my affiliate links down below, there's one that says Artisan Cutlery. You can just go, and it's called the Nebulax. Xana Marie, you can call it. Or that Discord server that 2A Dave put up a little bit, if you scroll up through, or if Dave wants to drop it again, you can DM me there and I can send you the actual link to it so that you find the exact one, because their website's a little bit difficult to navigate. So I could just send you the absolute link. You could just DM me. So you've got this nice, thin, solid one-piece construction, and it's thin enough that you can do some knife tasks, and it's built that way. You've got an actual finger choil here. You can get up on this and you can do knife tasks. I actually did kitchen tasks with this. I cut up onion, I cut up potato. It's not great. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not great. It's one of those things that, like my grandfather used to say, what he used to say, like jack of all trades, but master of none. But the fact is, if you are looking for something that you can do pretty much all the tasks you want in a campsite setting, if you're only going out for like a day or two, this might be the one. And the thing is, it's nice and light. You're not giving up a lot of size. So you get a broader blade than you get on your typical like Coleman's camp hatchet and things like that. But you've got a lot of functionality you can't get. Nice lanyard hole so you can get around it, and the handles on it are great. But like I said, then you've got this area of jimping here where you can just get a hold of that, get your thumb on it, and you can do feather sticking and things like that, because the edge angle on it is not as over the top crazy thick like you would with a camp hatchet, which is more designed for splitting wood. Do I have hawkbill knife? I have some. I don't have any of them out for today's video, but more akin to a tomahawk. This could be used in a tactical scenario as well. This could be a fighting tomahawk if you needed it. But yeah, I'm really impressed with this, of how it held up, because what I did was I took this up into the desert and was chopping roots on dead shrubs and things like that. I was chopping down into the rocks and things like that. And the edge held up surprisingly well. And the nice thing is it's in 5 CR, and people are gonna be like, oh, that's crappy. But for a tool like this, it's just about perfect, because it's not super hard where you're gonna get chipping. It's resilient enough that when you chop into, say, a rock, that it's gonna hold up. But then when you come back, if it was a super hard stainless, I mean, 5 CR is a stainless, but if it was stupid hard, you'd have chipping and things like that. And then you would come back and you couldn't do what I did, which was just like a regular hatchet. I sharpened it with a file. And so I'm pretty impressed with these. They're not bad at all. There's that link. So right there, Xana Marie, that that gilded server is it's not Discord, it's a gilded server. You can just drop in there, and if you hit me up with a DM, I can send you links to some of this stuff if you want directly. That way you're not having to navigate the things. And that's, guys, if you want the best way to get a hold of me, if you've got questions about anything you see on my channel, that is the best way. And if you guys are here, please drop a like. It helps get views on these. So yeah, that's pretty much all the new stuff. It's not Discord, it's gilded. So if you look, it says Gilded GG. It's not Discord. It looks, feels, and acts just like Discord. But there is no there's no censorship. I don't censor anything. There's the same DM functionality and things like that. There's a handful of us that are on there. So it is one of those things that I had offered only for my paying members. And oh yeah, guys, if you haven't tried the coffee brand coffee, you should. It's absolutely amazing is what I'm drinking right now. So please drop a like. No, there's not armies of children. It's just, it's a group that I built for my community. So, and the only, it's not like there's a bunch of different channels and stuff. There's like 26 of us on there right now. So not many children are using it. So yeah, that was an hour, a little bit more than an hour of stuff that came in. Really happy that this showed up. Now I'm going to be able to do a direct comparison between the skiff bearings and the standard bearings that come with it. Mine's going to need a little bit more break-in. It's still got a little bit of stick to the break-in period where the lock, it's got a little bit of lock stick. That's one of the things about the ram lock that I've heard from a lot of people, is that there is a little bit of stick when you first get it and then it breaks in. So really dig this knife. Unfortunately, I did drop money on it because this is the one that came in for review and this one's mine. So yeah, we'll get a review in on this one that came in as the free gift. I'm really impressed with this. I like this a lot. So the Bestechman here, the Bestechman good boy. So, well, guys, I'm gonna get off of here. I have editing and things to do for the videos that I filmed earlier today. And I got to get stuff done before the wife and kid get home. So if you guys, please drop a like on your way out. If you want to support the channel, sponsors, the Coffee Brand Coffee one is right there. Check out their coffee. It's amazing. Check out the videos that are coming up. There'll be a video up. It's today, Wednesday. There'll be a video up tomorrow on Thursday. There'll be one up on Sunday. What's the best knife for $25? I really don't know. I don't buy too many $25 knives, to tell you the truth, Abdul. So yeah, any of those things you want to do support, like I said, there's affiliate links down below on all of the stuff. I have an Amazon store. It's linked down below. Use that for any of the Amazon shopping you're going to do. And I'm going to get out of here, guys. I will see you in the video that's going to go up on Thursday. Xana Marie, I believe it's the review of this. If I remember right, I think I have the review of this scheduled, or I can't remember. I honestly can't remember. I'm sorry. Yeah, tomorrow, Thursday. Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. That's the schedule for uploads. And I'm going to start doing these since I've got some stuff to do here. That I'm going to do live feeds like this. I will see how this pans out, if this gets more traction doing it this way. So guys, I'm out of here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and I will see you next time.